Well, I'm sorry, guys. I saw y'all talking out there, but Ed was in makeup an inordinate amount of time tonight. So
Takes a while.
I'm
I
sorry.
wasn't crying tonight.
Right, right. But I'm sorry, guys. Pam is sick, so she's not with us.
Oh no.
And she's got a cold she's been fighting, and it's just finally caught up with her tonight. So she's not going to be here. And I volunteered to go in her place at 11. And Blackie hadn't said anything because I kind of defer to them. It's actually her time, I think. But I would let Blackie go if he wanted to, of course. Or not let him go, but defer to him. But I don't think he said anything. But I've been over slaving in Susie Q's stream for the last hour. So let's see who's here. There's Paul, YFI. Welcome, welcome. Craig. Let's see. Dennis. Howdy.
Paul,
Melvin. Huawei. Linda Worth.
Did you know that YFI was my secret Santa? Just said.
No, I didn't.
That's
did
right,
you know I
got
mailed
Robert
something
George
to YFI?
Go ahead.
I just mailed him a package yesterday.
No way.
He won fish food on my channel last week.
I was talking about your channel and how you did the giveaway, and I wanted to do it with the wheel, but instead they told me another way to do it.
Hey, Whips.
Oh,
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
You're fine.
I'm sorry I
there's
wasn't
a lot of
watching
people
you.
talking, so I'm just.
I had
Going
football
back.
on. I'm
Dennis.
terrible.
I think I said hey to Dennis, but if not, howdy,
You can't
howdy.
say hey to Dennis. You have to say hello, hello.
Hello, hello, with a Tennessee accent. It sounds a little.
Hello.
Hi. Wait, I'm trying to do good. Good day. Wait, no, I'm trying to do it with a southern accent. Good
You have
day.
to add a couple
No.
syllables.
Good day. There we go. Good day, Melvin.
Ed, I like your Australian accent a little better than your Southern.
It's hard to do Australian words in southern.
Hey, Andy Carson, welcome.
I don't know Andy. Welcome, Andy.
I don't either, but I'm glad that Andy's here.
I know
Bob,
Andy. He's
Bob
awesome.
likes making me look foolish. I'm telling people when the stream starts and then he delays it, right?
He
That's
didn't
my
miss
favorite
anybody.
thing
He
is
said
to
hey
make
to
me look
everybody
foolish.
too. That's awesome.
I shouldn't do Sam that way. He's an awesome. I think there's Big Steve. Welcome. Trash Cat.
Glass boxes.
Night Owl Aquatics. Bob, Ed, and Susie.
People with glass
Andy.
boxes shouldn't throw stones. No, that's not
There's Alec Kumanoff. Howdy, howdy. And
Unless they want out of
Skeleton
the glass
Sarah.
box.
I think that's everybody. All right. So that's why I always ask Pam to do it because she goes right through it. And
Did
she
you get
cuts-
Banoxky too?
No.
He just
Banoski? Yeah.
jumped in.
Yeah.
Did you
Anybody
get
that
Spaghetti
comes in,
Nona?
shout them in. I did get her. I called her Sarah even. Yeah.
Sagota Nuna, what did you have for dinner, Spaghetti? Did you have spaghettis for spaghettis?
I want to know why
haven't had supper yet.
her handle is Nona when her name's Sarah. Just saying. I need to know things, you know. Anyway, that reminds me, speaking of things, wow, what a segue. I did a thing this evening. I went out to buy a certain product and not a big thing, but I did a thing and I'm glad I did it. But it occurred to me that I don't think I've ever seen a stream or I randomly see people talk about doing a thing, but like just a stream dedicated to doing a thing. You know, you just kind of do something on the spur of the moment, or it surprises people, or you didn't plan it, you know, that kind of thing. But anyway, I did a thing, but it's not a big, huge thing. It might be anticlimactic, and I will give my example first. I have others, of course, but I wanted to hear some of those stories. I wanted us to embarrass ourselves like Sam's embarrassed.
Well, what was the thing you did, Bob?
Well, I went to Petco because I've been thinking about changing my substrate out, especially in my snake habitats. And so many people now are not using the birch bark because it is too dry. And when it does absorb water, it stays wet. It doesn't release it. And it's just not a good humidity regulator. And it's nasty when it gets wet. But anyway, that's 5 years ago when I started out. That's what everybody was doing. And that's what
What
I'm
are they
just
using
following.
birch bark?
Birch bark?
Because it's easy to peel off a tree?
I don't know,
Might be.
but it might be. It's pretty. It's light colored, so darker critters show up on it. But anyway, that's what I've been using. And like the Colombian rainbow boa loves it. That's in hers too. I've got all those to change out eventually, but tonight just the smaller ones. But they like to burrow under it, but it's just drying them. You know, it's.
What are you changing it to?
I'm changing it to Repti bark, which
Oh, I
I've
love
got.
the bark. I love it.
Yeah, it's about. They got a sale on Petco.
Yeah.
And I tried to do like an online and pick up so it would be ready when I got there. And it's the first time I've done that. And I'm like one of those, if there's a name for it, but like a VIP member. So I get all these savings and I get money back. But I can't believe how much it ended up costing me. It was like super cheap after I did all that stuff. And then I also got and instead of getting the 10 quart bags, you know, that's only 2.5 gallons volume. So I went ahead and got the 24 quarts because the more you buy, the cheaper it is. And I need it anyway. And I got the forest floor. This is cedar, I think. The Repti bark. Do you remember, Susie?
No, I don't think it's cedar, but I something.
Okay. Well, whatever it
Is
is.
it a wood?
It's wood. Yeah, it's wood shavings, but I have to look on there. So the forest floor is cedar. And it's the same price, but the cedar holds water a little better. Or holds humidity a little better. So I got, and I'm going to mix it like half and half in most of them, but like in the snakes that prefer higher humidity, like the.
Are you mixing it half and half with your birch?
No, the birch is going out.
Oh.
Because that would cancel it out, I think. So I think the birch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I suggest something?
Yeah.
Cypress. That's it. Cypress. Thank you, Dragon Lair.
Cypress.
Ooh, cypress. Well, with your birch tree, back in Missouri, for people that would hunt morels, they're like a mushroom. Mm-hmm. You look for birch trees that have fallen, and they like to grow on birch. I wonder if you took all that old birch.
Make a pile in your backyard.
Yeah, or maybe make it, you know, just throw it, because you got the woods back there. You can just throw it in your woods and see what happens.
You could grow your own cool mushrooms.
I could put those on. I wonder if Dan will let me put them on Get Gills.
Yeah.
I sent Dan an email apologizing. And it's been a long time since I had to apologize to someone.
What'd you do for Susie?
Horrible. It was absolutely horrible. We were live. You know how sometimes you get caught up in the stream on live and you get well, I get a little boisterous, especially it was Steenfat's stream and they were talking, I was typing and it was fun and they were like Steenfat's acting like it's not hashtag, it's pound because he's so old, right? And his fiance is like, no, it's pound hashtag. And they were going to hashtag Dan's Fish. And then they said pound Dan's Fish. And I said, I'll pound Dan's Fish. And as soon as I said it, I deleted it. Doesn't matter. People who are admins could see it, read it. Dan was in the chat lurking.
Well, once you deleted it, nobody can read it.
But he read it out loud.
Oh, he did?
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't it be a compliment?
So I sent him a side message apologizing, say I'm for being.
But you got to remember, he's a boy, so it's okay.
Well, that's what he said. He goes, yes, it was crude, but it was hilarious. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Dan is pretty. He likes his streams to be PG, and sometimes we get criticized for deleting things or hiding things on there. But
Boots and Cat says, yeah, when it's on the interwebs, it's forever.
Right. Well,
so I got to be very careful what I say because that's twice now in my live history of the last 5 years that I got caught doing something.
You didn't ever get what I was saying earlier when they told you to do a thumbs up for a picture or whatever.
Yeah, what's that?
I said, make sure it's your thumb. You still don't get it?
No.
And not a different finger.
Oh. Okay. Okay, that's
When I was interviewing Dan at the Clash, he made one mistake and said the wrong thing, and he said, oh, wait a minute, that was wrong. And then he said, just edit that, and he just kept going, but he didn't like pause for me.
So you had to
it's really hard to edit it just right. And I still haven't fixed that. But then at the end, I said something stupid that I wanted to try to get out, but I can't figure out how to do it because I said, Dan, I think how you ship your fish is amazing, and you've done an incredible job. And so is all the other, and I've gotten fish from other people on your website that do just as good. And I meant they learned from him, is
Right.
what I meant to say.
But they do it just as good.
I know, it sounded so, and he goes, oh.
Yep. Oh my God. The more videos you make, here's what I do. When I make a mistake, I do this with my hand. So the editing Susie, when she's watching, she sees this action and knows, okay, check that out. Like if I make a mistake, I'll make, like trying to get my attention on the other end of the computer. Like, take this out.
I didn't even realize I did it until after I watched it. And he goes, oh, we're trying to do him a commercial, kind of, you know? Oh, well.
It's hard to remember to watch the mods, you know, to watch the blue. That's the first place you should look, like when you see or at least that's the way Candy, you know, told me to do it. So I try to look at the blue because I need all the help I can get. But sometimes I'm sitting there. If I'm modding, I don't very much at all anymore, but I'll say, look at the blue. And somebody will be saying, well, what do y'all think about that? And I'm like, they're reading 20 comments above. Look down here. Look at the blue. Look at the blue.
Yeah.
That's frustrating sometimes. And did you see you got a couple of things that whoever does the automatic holding held on your stream, Susie? One of them, it just sat there and none of the other mods, Dragon Lair or Huawei touched it. So I thought, well, I'm not touching it either. It's held and nobody's letting it go through. So I guess I shouldn't let it go through either. And it wasn't that bad. But then the next one was the F-bomb, the same person.
Oh.
And I didn't delete it because it held. It stayed. There's no reason to say that on the live stream.
No.
It wasn't against anybody. It was just the way they talk. So.
I got
But one time, not picking on Dan at all, but people have their own idea what they want in their streams. And I'm pretty, I hate to use the word liberal, but forgiving, I guess, with what because I have a potty mouth anyway half the time. But one time somebody did something on Dan's stream, so he started watching.
I have to ignore so much when he's driving in his truck.
Well, when there's 400 people, I don't know how Dan can watch anybody if it's not highlighted. But somebody had said something, and I don't think the mods, we didn't see it at all. And then they just did the wrong finger, like an emoji, and they're still blocked. He blocked them.
Oh my.
Yep. Because
I always think because my nephews and I got little people that watch my channel, because I try to spread the word about the fish keeping hobby to all the little people I meet, all my family, everybody who's small and young, to get them in the hobby. So I know they watch. And I've had 12-year-old girls come up to me saying, I watch your channel. I want to get a bearded dragon. I'm talking to my dad.
Sure.
So I got to be really careful. Like, I don't even like cleavage showing. I try not to curse. And if you guys know me, like, I don't care.
No, I was thinking about the same thing.
I keep doing this. Whoop.
I don't want to stretch my shirt.
Oh, that's my skipper's shirt.
Oh, I like
I've hardly
it.
taken
Get
it
one of
off
those
since
shirts.
I got it. I did wash it once. I'd worn it like 3 times, and this is the second wearing. So,
Very nice.
yeah, I love his logo. It's just, and I love his shirts.
It is a nice thing.
The color, I love it. I got the one just like his, I think. Anyway,
we need to get one too.
Back to that ReptiBark thing, that boring. This is a fish channel too, right? A fish stream. I'm going to mix that and put it in there. But when I went to get that, I hadn't been able to get my Petco app to let me do the online pickup thing because it's a significant discount, like 20% exactly is what it is.
Wow.
And but anyway, but I got even more discounts than that. They're so cool in there. But anyway, I got the stuff I needed, and I was showing one of the team leader ladies, and she's like, so she walked me through it. She showed me how to do it and what was wrong, and the price was double what it should be. And you know how you put like the quantity you want, like 5 fish or 10? Duh. But I tried to do it on as a guest because it wouldn't let me log in. And so then when I finally got logged in under my account, it still had that other guest stuff on there. But it was showing 2 of each thing, and I was looking for like 2 icons, not the numbers 2.
You can get fish online and pick them up at Petco for 20% off?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. You can even
order
say in
them.
the store, say your online price is this. Boom, you get the discount.
Well, you don't even have to do that if you do this. You have to be a member, I think, of that thing.
Okay.
And I think it costs $1 a month or something like that.
I don't pay for it.
But anyway, so I got that straightened out, and then she said, she told me, because she knows I keep fish and reptiles, she does too, and she said we had a local beta breeder, and this is my thing, surrender 12 betas, and he's going to bring
the
more.
goth girl?
Huh?
Is it the goth girl one that works there?
She said he.
Oh,
the goth one. She might have used to been the goth lady. Yeah, she might have been. But anyway,
She talks a lot.
Yeah, if you, which I don't shut up obviously. But anyway, so she and I are like just best friends. But anyway, I said, "Oh, really?" And I went back and looked, and they're sitting up there on the. I got 3 of them.
Oh my gosh!
Because I have 3 beta bowls open. I usually have 6, and so, but I've kept them cycled and all that, plants and all. So I'm just going to do a water change and let them go in there. But they're in ball jars, the ball canning jars.
Yeah.
And he brought 12, and a couple of them's fins are a little bit, not real bad, but the edges, because he just couldn't keep up his water changes, she said. And he's just having a lot of trouble with the number he has. So he donated them. So they were just asking $5, and they're beautiful, beautiful betas. I wish I had got more of them, but I didn't have a bowl set up, so I didn't want to do that.
So I wonder if using that tiny, tiny aquarium, could you use, and I'm going to say it out loud, the father fish method, the deep bed, bioactive enclosure, so you could do less water changes and keep the water cleaner. With
quite a few of those.
I wonder, would that work, being so small? That might help if you have
that in a little jar.
Well, something that's like a gallon or so. Yeah.
Well, my beta bowls are like the Ed's diving bowl, like from what's the name of the place?
That's what? No, it's 7 gallons. That's probably 1 gallon, right?
Yeah, mine are bigger than that. I can show you if you want to.
This is a 3-gallon.
Okay.
Yeah, I think mine are 5.
I mean, look, it's pretty big.
Well, that's what I meant, Ed. So if you put a bed in a 3-gallon with a deep bed,
bet you could
reduce the water, because I know water changes in those tiny bowls are so iffy. At least with my water, you do a water change and you can destroy everything. You're better off letting the TDS build up a little bit longer, because my water is so unpredictable.
You also want an inch of dirt in there too.
Yes.
Underneath the sand. And how I mean, Father Fish has kind of changed his method a little bit, because now he has all the plants, or all the
supplements,
the leaf litter and stuff in there now. He does that too.
Yeah.
But before he did that, I'm the sand cap guy. I like to have about 2.5 inches of sand cap on top of about 1.5 inches of soil.
Yes.
And it makes it so easy for pulling up like my valve.
Oh yeah, if you like this, no dirt comes out.
Yeah, I put my finger down in the sand and shake it out.
Yeah.
And it all stays together, and it is so cool for pulling plants out. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, me too.
Susie, did you not get the dwarf sage I sent of Pam's?
No, I think you sent it to Monica.
I must have sent her all of it, because I had 4 packs. And
wow, everything. I did a video on everything that you sent me.
See, I haven't seen her video. She said she posted one, but I can't find it. But anyway, I did 4 packages and tried to make them equal, and 2 for you, and I even wrote on it Pam's dwarf sage. And the reason I thought of that is it's in a bowl that it overtook a long time ago, and it's got soil in there.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to pull out. And it was dirty even. The water was still brown. I'm like, that's great. The plant loves that. So I just sent it like it was. I didn't rinse it or anything. I'll send some more, because I still have that little tiny, tiny, tiny leaf thing. It's like a 1/10 or a 15th the size of duckweed leaves. It's tiny. And I have no idea where that came from. Like
it called the fairy moss. It kind of floats.
It does float, but it's just like one tiny single plant like duckweed. And it's real shiny when it's like undisturbed. It's almost reflective. I've got it in my Jaguar tank, and I've got it in 2 of my beta bowls.
Okay.
No idea. It's really cool. It would be great in like a micro tank or something.
Yeah, I don't understand what the big controversy is. Because I've been doing deep beds since I started. It was an accident. This 29-gallon, when I first started 6 years ago, I dumped the whole bag of substrate in. So it wasn't sand capped or anything, but it was like 3.5 inches. And I didn't know enough then, so I just left it there and planted stuff. Well, that tank was always the most balanced, cleanest, best tank I've had. So much so that when I just added sand on top of it,
Yeah.
I kept for that's like years of gunk underneath that, and I kept it all there. So I guess I don't understand why there's such a controversy over what he says. It matches what the Wallstead method. He just adds the 2 unanswered questions of the Wallstead. But it blows my mind that he's got so many. His channel has absolutely blown up. And it's so controversial. You can say Father Fish in some places, and they're like,
Yeah.
But
Well,
I think that's when you're getting your name out there, either good or bad. You're getting your name out there. You know, like I love Corey too, but there's a lot of people that hate Corey.
Really?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of anti-Corey people out there. Well, there's a lot of anti-Joey people.
thanks, Dragon.
I think that the bigger you are,
these guys
the
are
more
like my heroes.
I know, but I really see the bigger you get, the more haters you get. Also, and you just can't get drugged down by the haters, and just keep climbing. And all talk is good talk.
Yeah,
I
it's kind of like with cats. You know, cats don't give a rat's butt. See, there I go. And I started to say AZZ. They don't give a rat's butt if they're getting bad attention or good. You know, they should get, if they're getting your attention, they're like, yay. So in general, you know, they don't want to be beat and set on fire and stuff like that. But you know, if you hiss at them and stuff, cats have your attention. But yeah,
Can I give you a sneak preview of what I'm working on?
Yeah, please. Let me blow you up.
Okay, blow me up.
And let me get rid of that.
See if it'll.
Oh, it's a Father Fish shirt. It says dirted sample. Simple and salted. Oh,
and natural. So he says, keep it dirted, keep it simple, keep it natural. So instead of writing the keep it. So I designed that, and I did the green background for all the plants.
That's kind of
oh, there you go.
Yeah, now that it's
you can focus
red.
for like 2 seconds. But yeah.
So that's the one I'm working on. But I have another design that says keep it dirty, keep it simple, keep it natural. But I like that one better. But anyway, it's fun working on digital crap.
I'm glad you like to do it, and I'm glad you're working on mine. So Whips and Nathan are talking about the difference in the way of keeping betas. And I like my water to be clean. I like them to have some plants, and I like them heated. I like to keep them, you know, more than room temperature. But even now I'm keeping my house warmer because of the reptiles, so I might revisit that. But I do regular water changes on them, like 50%.
Yeah.
That's even 3 gallons is pretty small to have to be breathing and pooping in that, you know, but plants help, but still. And then Whip's saying that the best beta he ever had was keeping one in the vase with the pocos. I remember that. People used to have those when I worked at Blue Cross, and I had one actually, and I would do change my water every Friday, and people would come over with their water cup to get my beta water to put in their plants. Such a good
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Let me take you down, Susie. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you. Absolutely. But I think what people don't understand is when Whip says he puts a pothos in there, but then in the next sentence he says no filter, when in reality that pothos is probably the best filter for such a tiny space.
Yeah.
And I think Saghetti said it's just not a chemical or mechanical filter.
Right.
But it is a filter. It's a plant roots are very good filter.
Biofilter.
Like the Bacopa you gave me, Bob, every nodule of the Bacopa has roots coming out of it.
Oh, yeah.
Lay it down. So it is sucking up if this tank had ammonia, which it doesn't, it would be sucking it up like the bacopa. There's certain plants that every nodule that shoots out these ungodly roots, they're like perfect for an aquarium. Perfect.
It likes your light and your water too, evidently.
It does. And do you see, I took the angels out of here.
Oh yeah.
I put them in my 75 gallon, and the first hour or so, they were like really scared. They all stayed in the corner. Now they're like, whoa, they went from 29 to 75 gallon. They're like, woo, woo. So I think that was a good choice for them, because the only other fish in there besides my Hoplo catfish are 5 lemon tetras. So it's a very understocked tank. And it was either going to be the angels or the Congo tetras. So I thought, the angels are not breeding for me. I've had them years and they don't breed. So I just put them in the big tank and let them have fun.
What kind of tetras did you say? What kind of tetras did you say?
Congo tetras.
I thought you said woman. I'm like, okay.
I got woman tetras. I got some
I
woman
don't know
tetras.
the way
I
I
got
heard
2
it.
woman tetras.
The sexy ones.
Now the Congo tetras,
Well,
I have like a dozen of them, but they're in a 40-gallon breeder, and I think they'd be much better suited for a 4-foot-long somewhere where they can actually swim, because they're getting pretty big now. They're like this big.
we've got a 200-gallon that's 5 by 4. Well, I think it's 40 or 4 foot tall by 5 foot by 2
Wow.
foot. It's almost a cube, but not quite. And it was my cichlid tank, and now it only has the green spotted Severin in there. That I wanted to see if Bob wanted to take him, just because I just don't want to have big fish. I just can't handle them, and I'd like to get Congo tetras and put them in there.
Oh, that would be beautiful. Oh my gosh.
And this, yeah, I was going to do that, and maybe some type of rainbows. But the Severin is just beautiful. I mean, it's like this big, but it got beat up real bad by the red devil, and it's completely healed up. All the scales, fins, and eye all healed up. So
Yes, lemon tetras. Sorry.
And that's one of my favorites, and I don't have any right now.
Lemon tetras.
Ed, yes, I
that would be
definitely
great.
want that Severum. Maybe we ought to plan like I'll take you to lunch one day, like over your way, and not like a meetup hangout, but just maybe a lunch. We got to eat, and I haven't had anything good like that on this diet. But anyway, and I'll bring your art from Rack, and I'll get the fish. I mean, after the holidays, of course, too much going on, even for me. We'll plan that.
he's getting bored, so now all he does is when I'm sitting here, he just watches me.
Yeah.
Like he's literally just watching me right now.
Yeah.
You might be able to teach him to do your live streams and stuff.
He's got real pretty red eyeballs, and he's green. He's a beautiful fish.
Now, is that the green Severum? Is that the same as like the red shouldered Severum, or what is a green Severum? Do you have a camera?
Well, I actually don't have the light on it right now because I was cleaning it and the lid's not on it or anything. But he's about this big, solid green, more green at the top than the bottom. He's got 5 black dots, kind of this big along the belly, and 1 black stripe on the back before his tail. But then he's got like kind of reddish spots, I think, all over him, kind of greenish reddish spots. He's a really pretty fish. Bob bought him for me for $1 at the Atlanta fish swap like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I would love. I'd put him in the 180 here, and there's 2 gold Severum, not the red spot, just the original gold in there. Well, I guess the greens are the original, but he'll have a good time in there. They're not as big as him, so they won't bother him. If they do, I'll put him in a smaller tank.
I think I found one like that.
Hold on.
That's his stripe, but it's awfully bright. Yeah, mine's more elongated though.
Yeah, yours is a male. Yours is a male, and that's a female. Unless I've got it backwards, they definitely have a different. One is a longer, I'm holding up my hands. Y'all see what I'm holding up, right? Anyway,
we're just seeing Susie.
I know. I was holding my hands up.
Oh my! Oh, dude!
Sorry, not just Susie, the amazing Susie.
There's an oval shape and then there's a rounder shape.
Oh,
And one is male and one's female, but sometimes it's subtle. But the two I have, they're different sexes, I'm pretty sure. Who's BBC?
Whip, I would come and help, but I can't pick up that kind of thing. But I would come and cheer you on. Oh, that's beautiful. Is that actually him?
No, that's not. That's just a green spotted.
Okay.
I'd have to go. It's easier to look it up on the internet than find a picture of him.
Right.
It's terrible. I'll make sure I got some. Oh, this is what he really looks like.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful.
He is beautiful.
I couldn't believe no one wanted him at the thing just for $1.
Well, it's because they're big fish, and people
Yeah.
are hard. It's hard to house big fish, I think.
Well,
Did you see what Whip's getting after Christmas? A
No.
150-gallon high aquarium.
nice.
Oh,
He's looking for somebody to help him get in the basement. Believe me, if I had guns, I would be there for you, Whip.
Get you a dolly at Walmart, Whip. I didn't take mine back, but they're like 60 or 70 bucks, red with a handle, and put a quilt over the dolly and get it on there and then take the dolly back.
Well, let me tell you how these guys came down to my basement and took out my washer machine. They came down and John had it strapped to a dolly, and they took it right off the dolly instantly. And they had these it almost looked like back braces with a big and it went right underneath, and they stood
I have
up,
those too.
and it was like nothing. I was like, "That's
It's so easy.
That's
I bought those for when I moved. Also, they're neat. You can move freezers, everything.
I
You
wonder
just
if
have to
that
have a
would
big
help
enough
with
base.
a tank.
Oh, they're great, even for beds like
Really?
that are real hard mattresses.
Telling you, these guys made it look so easy. They just stood up. Now they were almost like hands free, even walking
Yeah.
up the
Well,
stairs.
use
like,
your arms to support it.
that's
It is. They're
amazing.
awesome. They're. Well, that's how I moved my big 200-gallon tank was with those. I didn't do it. I had to have my nephew and his best friend do it because I'm not allowed to lift anything over 50 pounds.
I'm not supposed to do over 20, and the
fine.
doctor just reminded me. But I got a dolly because I used to be able to do 55s and 40s pretty easy, but not so much now. But with that dolly and padding it and just putting them down on there, don't even have to strap them. I can zip from room to room. Just doing that's funny, just picture that.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
no,
look, what are you going to put in that 150? Larry says the 150 tank.
yeah. I'm sure he's going to have an arowana.
That's cute.
I know that.
I'd be curious what he's going to put in that 150. So I used to like big fish, which is why I have so many. But now I'm in love with the schooling fish. Like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's what I just love little fish.
I like little fish in a big tank. That's what I like.
yes. And I didn't think I had a lot of big fish or cichlids. Till one time, Scott McLaughlin asked me, "Do you have any cichlids? What cichlids do you have?" So I went through all my tanks. I must have had like 15 cichlids. Didn't even realize. He's like, "I didn't even know you had that many cichlids." I'm like, neither did I. But now you're right. I would much prefer to have this 180-gallon to be schools and schools of small fish and different communities within that 180. I would love to see how that works. I would put Vallisneria, big Anubis in there. For that to be a planted aquarium would be freaking amazing.
The last val I got from Monica, I haven't ever planted it, but it's up floating and it's growing like crazy.
Oh yeah, her valves are amazing, and they're like leopard stripes. They're beautiful valves.
Yeah, this is just the jungle val, but it's like 4 feet long. It's huge.
That's what I'm saying. You could put that if I didn't have plant-eating crazy fish in my 180. I wouldn't have plastic plants in it. I'd have real plants.
Sorry. I call out the boy mice when they get a certain age. They fight. They want to be dominant, of course, with all those females, but also all they want to do is mate constantly. And I'm not sure I like the little 2 and 3 month old girls being bred. I know that's normal that they do, but You
What
know,
fish are we talking about?
my mice.
Nice.
Oh, your mice. I'm like, wait, what are you talking about?
And I had a candidate that needed to go in my collection thing for next live mice feeding. I normally do frozen thawed, but I do have a couple that eat live. So,
But
but
don't
they're,
your
they're
snakes
getting smart. He went
care
down
of
to
that? Like, don't you have more snakes eating mice than you have mice propagating? Or no?
no. Oh my God! Now here's a fight over here.
Have you seen his mouse city? He has a mouse
I've got.
city.
I have two of them, Ed. And well, let me show you.
Willard comes to mind.
Part of the second part of I did a thing is this. Let me blow me up. Get ready for jump scare. So I did this also.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
neat.
not a mouse.
That is one big mouse.
That's a rat.
Yeah, but
Doesn't that give you nightmares?
it just sits on top of any 10 gallon, and
Oh, cute.
and it's like a ramp that goes up. But I'm going to try this. I have two of those.
That would be perfect for small turtles too.
Right. It would be actually. I don't know how steep that would be.
Oh, look, it's running in the house.
Yeah, and there's two levels of that. There's a downstairs and an upstairs, and
Oh my God.
there's the
Yeah. See, I grew up with Ben and with Willard. I don't know if I could handle this.
well, they don't. I mean, they don't bother anything. They don't
And they
bite or
can
anything.
get out of that cage, can't they?
No, every now and then a little one will squeeze out, like maybe a corner. And I was sitting here last night doing just a hangout for a few minutes with coffee, and I looked up and there was a little one up here, and so I just got him and showed him and put him back. But every time I start to get one out now, I think they're smart. The males have learned because I stood up. See, they have that downstairs, and down here's the nursery. See all the babies.
Oh my God.
Yep, there's more downstairs than there are upstairs. And I have to do like super duty, like every day, clean that out downstairs. See the babies,
Oh my.
pink,
Yeah.
pink babies, and then some that have fur, but they do the group feeding and all that. Anyway, sorry, but anyway, I did that thing, and I'm going to put it on this 10 gallon here that has Dee Dee's towel on top of it. And
That's a nice fluffy towel.
it is a nice fluffy towel, and I use it all the time, and you can see that I use it all the time, so I love it. Oh my God. Scared me. I looked up there and I was like, whoa.
Holy hell,
Well,
that box picture's out of a rat nightmare, right, Oinky?
I've actually got a
Hey,
real
Oinky.
rat. Hey, I've actually
Yeah,
got
I
a
was
rat.
thinking it would give me rat nightmares too.
No. I actually had them.
Just
That
a picture.
Tibby got up here. Ed, you know who Tibby is. And we got probably y'all know. He's my long-haired black and white cat. But he got up here because he likes to get up and watch them sometimes, just to watch them. But he can't resist poking a paw in there. And of course, they're not afraid of him. But he knocked the food thing off. It's like that tower thing that's on the side, and he just uncap it and put the food in, and it goes down a spiral. But I put extra in too. I take good care of my mice. They're never hungry or without water or anything. But anyway, that was off. I saw one in the kitchen, one of the big white ones, and it looked pregnant. I'm like, oh God, that's the one that's going to have babies. And another cat was like creeping behind it. So I went over and scooped her up. They don't run from me because they see me all the time. And brought it in here, and there were 4 or 5 of them out on the first tower that I showed. And a couple were on the table here, and a couple were on top. So I got them all. They didn't run from me and put them back. But somebody whose initials are Tibby had knocked the food thing off, so it was just an open gate, and others were like looking out like, well, they're out, should we jump out too? So I've got it reinforced now, and
There were some, but Tibby was catching them.
well, I found 2 others here in the dining room and got them up, and I looked all over and didn't see any more, but the next morning there was one right in my bedroom door, and it looked like one of the dogs had got it, not the cats. But, I took it right to the snakes, and one of them ate it. Orchid, the one that I always have on my neck on Pam's string, she was up there like, let me out, let me out. So I'm like, here, take this. It was dead, and she ate it. So, circle of life.
My sister lived on a farm in Ohio, and that cat would catch mice all night long and line them up on their porch, head always pointing this way, tail this way, and stack them. And there'd be anywhere from 3 to 8 almost every day. And the people that sold their house to ended up being really big jerks in the end. So they just left the mice there. the last
Yeah.
day, and they took the
Yeah.
cat.
You remember, Susie, in your stream, I said I named an art cat Arnold after Mr. Ziffel's pig, just
Yes.
the name. And he came here. I guess somebody dumped him because I used to keep the art cats here before we had our own building. And I was the only one that did cats. So I had my garage tricked out with all these kennels and tried to cool it and heat it and all that. And I didn't park in it, of course. But anyway, there was just this huge, big, solid blue cat one day that was here. And he would stay out in the woods and call to me. And he was just scared. So I would put food out for him when I would be out feeding the kenneled cats, and I could close the door and let them get out and play and all that. But anyway, that's what we had to do to save a bunch of kitty lives back then. And he eventually would come in. I would leave the garage open like if I was in Chattanooga working at Blue Cross, and nobody ever bothered him, and I didn't have to lock the gates or anything. So, but I think somebody dumped him, and I came home and there was this huge gray rat on my doormat coming from into the kitchen, and he had left it there. I figured out. But I did get him caught and tamed down and named him Arnold. That was the Arnold I mentioned.
Gotcha.
Arnold, yeah. It's funny how I remember the cats but not the people, and the dogs.
This is off the topic. Is it okay if I ask Susie a question?
We can't go off topic.
That's all we do.
It's about Susie.
Yes, Ed.
Well, one of Susie's pastimes, or at least it used to be, was dollhouse stuff.
It still is.
Like, okay, now you mentioned 1/12 scale.
Mhm.
What size scale do you do your stuff in?
I love the 1/12 scale. I actually have.
It's my favorite scale.
2 houses. I do my miniature club that I belong to. They have switched over to 1/148 inch scale, which is very small. It's great because the house is only these big, but you
What's
can't
that,
really get the
1 inch.
1/148.
1 inch per to 6 inches, or how they compared it is a normal human is 6 foot.
Okay, so that
So
1 inch
each
would be
inch
6 inches. Half inch would
yeah,
be 3 inches. The 1/48 inch would be 1.5 inch is the man.
See, I
It's just
do
too
the
small.
GI Joes.
Okay, that's 2 inch to this 2 inch the foot. Oh,
They're
that's small. Okay.
yeah, they're the new GI Joes that are super fancy.
Is that 1/12?
Yeah, it's 1/12.
Oh my God, that's my favorite scale.
It's my favorite scale in the whole world too.
Me too. And that's
Pretty
what I
cool.
look at my aquariums in 1/12.
What's wrong with his torso? I mean, the way his
Do they
legs
make
are.
1/12 cars?
Yes. There
Because I
are.
want to make cars and trick them out, make them look like war machines.
I'm trying to think.
I
There
got
is a
some. I
model
bought
kit that
two
comes
1/12
in 1/12.
motorcycles.
Yeah, there are model
What's
kits
that?
that come in 1/12, but they're harder to find. 1/24
'Cause that would be
seems to
pretty
be
big.
the norm. Yeah. My
Hmm.
friend who does miniatures also, she made a garage, and the kind of like Jay Leno garage. So it was a big garage with all these 1/12 cars in it. She had all the license plates all over the wall. Like I just remember it being so amazing, so amazing. And she was really good at making something look old. She was very good at that, and that's a gift, a technique in itself.
We can do that, I bet. I'm
Hmm?
good at aging furniture in real
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
But I'm making a garage too.
Ooh.
My garage I'm making is like a mechanic's garage,
Right.
and it's where the bad guys like to hang out, or this motorcycle gang hangs out that I'm
Okay.
making.
I do have a 1/12 inch motorcycle.
Well, I ordered two. I ordered an Indian and a Harley.
Ooh, what kind of Harley was it? Softail?
I ordered the Harley last night because it was the cheapest one on Amazon, and I
Okay.
just wanted to see if it would fit the body.
Okay.
And then the Indian was one of the original 1945
Ooh, nice.
real old-fashioned
You got
ones.
the, like, the-
See, I'm an Indian. I love Indians.
Yeah. Nice.
I wish I
Oh
could
my
find
God.
a dark horse Indian. I want the dark horse 1/12.
Oh.
Ed, do you see the message at the bottom of the chat?
And
I'll
one,
gladly accept a live pet pig. Okay. Well, I can probably do that. You know what the hard thing about pigs is pigs come in a lot of sizes. I mean, in real life.
yes, they do.
I mean, I've seen pigs that are this big, full grown,
Full grown,
and then I've
right?
seen them as big as a beetle, like a Volkswagen Beetle.
Wow.
Pigs can be gigantic.
Yeah. They had some dwarf tiny pigs at the last reptile show we went to. And they said full grown, they only get this big. I'm like,
That's what they told me too at one of those things, but then somebody else is like, no, they're not. There's no such thing. I don't know.
They'll still get big.
That's all I need is a pig in here. You know it.
so what else is in your garage?
Well, I'm gonna make a. There's a group of bad guys called the Dreadnoughts in GI Joe. They are based off of kind of a Hell's Angels versus Mad Max Road Warrior type group.
Okay.
And I'm gonna have just the front end of the big war machine that they used to have. So it has like two big Gatling guns and stuff, but I'm not gonna have the whole front, just enough to see it.
You're right.
And then I'm gonna have them all sitting in front and hanging out with their motorcycles. But I'm going to have a big sign above it, and I'm going to incorporate my masks like above it. So it's going to be like the big street sign from far away. They live down in the Everglades. Oh, see?
Sorry.
I don't know. That's not too much fun.
That is
But
so cool.
I can't wait to get it all done. And I'm going to start making one short a day of my G.I. Joes.
So what kind of stuff is inside the garage with these hoodlums? Is it going to be like pool table and darts, or is it more like saws and?
Well, right now they're going to probably be hanging out front. So if I do it, I'll just make it look like wrenches and things like that. So like oil cans and stuff.
I'll take a picture and post. Are you on my Instagram? I'll take a picture and post my garage that I made. And I made like a little Dremel saw, like a scroll saw and stuff like that. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
Ed, what you've done so far on that bar looked awesome. He usually does some of his stuff on Pam's late night. And by the way, people, I forgot to mention, I think Pam is sick. And I did say that and not going to be here, obviously, but she's not going to stream tonight. So I'm going to go in her place. I did say all that, didn't I? Yeah. At 11, so Ed's got some work to get done, and I just want to stream.
Cool.
Yeah,
I wanted to make a little Budweiser sign or something, or a Miller sign.
Tiny, yeah.
That would glow somehow. I think that'd be pretty cool.
I made Budweiser cans in 1/12.
Dragon Layer's talking about Cooney pigs. Maybe there really is a thing like dwarf.
There's definitely
Rookie knows everything about pigs. She really knows her pigs.
I was looking to see if she says anything.
Did you see my
I saw
sugar cookies I made?
Yeah, they came out really nice. What'd you end up doing for the? I was going to tell you. Why don't you use red clay for the eye?
Wow, Ed, that's
beautiful.
Awesome. Wow.
I mean, and look, I tried to make it look like real icing.
It did. It came out really good.
I didn't blend it perfect because when we have icing on ours, my mom never blends it, so it's perfect. You can see the stuff in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just very tickled. And then my
really
Secret
good.
Santa, I made a sculpture for my Secret Santa, and my mom packed it before I could take a picture.
Oh no, we have to wait and see the unboxing.
and I'm gonna have to ask my special Secret Santa person to take a picture for me to send it so I can put it on Instagram.
Oh, there you go.
Are they going to do an unboxing, or they don't know that it's you?
Well, I can't tell them till after they get it.
Yeah.
Right. They'll
figure it out when they see my artwork.
Right. They'll know who it is. What do you have those fish
Go back
mounted
to
on?
everybody else.
What are those fish mounted on, Ed?
Oh, this?
Yeah, what are they mounted on?
It's supposed to be cookie dough.
Okay.
It's all
Right, and we
clay.
have cookie cutters for all the fish.
Yeah. So I mixed the clay so it would look like icing on top, and it's like the sugar cookie underneath. And my dad really thought they were sugar cookies.
That's funny. I hope you didn't try to bite it.
No, he was just eyeballing them.
Wow, is it already time for Danikins?
It's right there.
Oh my God.
It is.
Very fast hour.
It has been. I don't remember either of you giving a I did a thing story or anecdote.
We talked to Susie Q about 112 scale size doll houses on Bob's stream in front of all these people.
I know, right?
Okay, well, I'll get you on next stream then.
Yes, I'll have to think of my thing I did. I did a thing.
Okay.
But I did start playing with resin. I'm going to make some things in 1/12 scale resin.
Nice.
So tiny.
Oh, neat.
Nice. Nice.
I'm going to check to see if I took a picture of the Harley toy that I bought yesterday.
I have a Harley girl in 1/12. Go figure.
Harley girl. Oh, the motorcycle. I always think of Harlequin.
Ah,
Harlequin.
Harlequin. She did roller skating, didn't she?
Oh,
I think.
I bought one of these to put my miniatures on and spin them.
Ooh, that's nice.
So, yeah, and
So you
X
can
Dude
still
donated
electrify
$20. So I bought a fancy one with a remote control.
I like it. That almost looks like an active Susan, like opposite of a lazy Susan.
Yeah, I was going to get a lazy Susan, and then I saw this, so I got this, and then I saw darn it, I didn't take a picture of the motorcycle I bought. It was just kind of a spur of the moment thing.
So
It was
you
just-
did a thing.
it
You
was-
did a thing. That was your thing.
It looked like, what a biker would have.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm thinking of it.
It wasn't a roadster.
Ed, I know you and your parents are always looking for good local places to eat. Totally off topic, but there's a place that only has Lazy Susan tables.
I resent
And,
that.
I think it's Della or Delia's or something, but it's just right outside of Chattanooga, like going down the Georgia highway, but it's not far, like a couple
So you
miles.
could be eating and someone turns a table and you lose your food?
Well, no, because the Lazy Susan thing sits up in the middle of the
Oh,
table.
okay.
Yeah. But yeah, if you're
Chinese
stupid,
food?
they could turn it. But so you share the table unless you've got a big group or something with other people. So
That would be a perfect centerpiece for any party, wedding, what you got there, Ed. That
it would.
boom.
Yeah, it would.
Now,
Or
are you
the-
making
or
any of this
the-
112 stuff on your Ed Crafty thing?
Oh, what?
Are you making any of your miniatures on the?
I made my don't have any of them near me. I made a bunch of the men. So I made the men. Like, let's see. I think one of their weapons maybe right here. This is a concrete block attached to a stick that a guy hits cars with.
Oh wow,
That'd leave
A
a
cinder
mark.
block.
they're
And
badass.
so that's 112 cinder block
Wow.
with a stick for a hammer.
That cinder block is so
That's
amazing.
the only thing I have because everything else is in the other room, I think.
You actually made the men?
Well, what I did was I bought wrestlers because they're basically
Oh.
naked.
Yeah.
And then I add stuff to them.
Okay,
Because,
cool.
I mean, they come in Speedos,
Yeah.
you know?
Don't give Huawei
So
any
they're-
ideas.
I hope we didn't
And
hype
so I
up the whole
attached
stream.
stuff.
Hey, I could talk minis all night long. I've been doing it since the 70s. I love miniatures.
All right, so we're gonna
Well,
have like a crafted Ed,
Yeah.
Susie's minis, and the makeup for
And Bob did a thing.
And no, I did a thing already, but the Susie and Ed, I did a thing, so that's a thing.
I've been
But I'm
painting
gonna get off
tabletop
here.
miniatures for years.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get off because I could
Gaming
talk.
miniatures, I've been painting those.
Yeah. Well, you keep talking, Bob. We're still going. I'm kidding.
Good night, everybody. Thank you all. Danikin's links.
Sorry,
there.
Bob.
Thank you, Susie and Ed. Love the stream. Thank you all. And thank you, Huawei and other mods for all the links. And I'll see you over Danikin's. And I'll definitely see you tonight at 11 with Ed and maybe Blackie. I don't know who's going to be there. We'll see. Good night.
Night, everybody.